Mitt Romney. No, I don't think Mitt Romney is going to try and be a white knight at the convention. That moment has passed. I believe me, it was in his mind and a lot of people's minds, but Trump has sealed the deal. That's not going to happen. When I say Mitt Romney, I'm holding out those two words, his name, as a bellwether, as a litmus test for honesty and integrity from so-called principled Republicans. If they supported Mitt Romney and they say we won't support Donald Trump, ignore them, fight against them. They are hypocrites of the highest order. Well, we had to vote for Mitt Romney. We had to support him. He was the nominee. So use that logic for Trump. Well, Mitt Romney said he was pro-life. Use that logic for Trump. Mitt Romney never said that he would make it that a woman should be punished under law once child killing is made illegal again, that she has to have some punishment if she tries to kill her baby, if she succeeds in killing her baby. Romney never said that. Trump has said it. Okay? That is the pro-life position. You have laws against certain crimes. Okay? And one of the reasons that you have a law is because you have the punishment. And that makes people not do it. All right? There's a lot of people out there that would commit murder if there was simply no criminal punishment. But I digress. Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney was not a principled Ronald Reagan Republican. He was a squish. He was a flip-flopper. He was. That's what he was. And yet these very people, look at this National Review cover. What you need to do is we need to just, and I haven't done the research for today's show, but I think there was 20-something writers that wrote these eloquent reasons why we could not support Trump. Well, okay, you missed your window, guys. Trump is now going to be the nominee. What are you going to do? And unless the person steps forward and says, I did not vote for Mitt Romney, I opposed Mitt Romney, I don't want to hear anything they have to say. We need to ignore them because they're a hypocrite. Let me tell you what this is about. This is about demeanor, style, history, meetings, contracts. Donald Trump spent $900,000 in Indiana. There were millions of dollars spent against him. When people do media buys, those millions of dollars of ads against him, inside of the Beltway, there are various firms. And what they do for a living is they call up TV stations and say, I want to make a buy. I'd like a non-preemptible here, a preemptible there, a preemptible with notice here, and I'm going to write you a check for $27,000. Well, they get 15%. Sometimes it's 12, sometimes it's 13, depends on the deal. But they get money. So if they make a $30,000 buy, they get $4,500. All right? And if they're making $1 million buy, they get $150,000. Do the math. If they do a $10 million buy, they're getting $1.5 million in commissions. There are people, insider Republicans, part of the establishment, part of the go-to people for press releases, for media buys, for consulting, for I'll put together for you your signature gathering. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. And guess who Donald Trump has not called? Most of them. And then there's the think tank people. The people who exist, they get money sent to them to think great thoughts and to publish great papers on positions regarding Iraq or Iran or Libya or whether or not we should have a certain trade deal with China or. And if they're conservative Republicans, they banter back and forth. They go to different parties together. Donald Trump doesn't call them for their opinion. Donald Trump doesn't care about their position papers. And so they are outsiders. They're as much outsiders with Donald Trump as they would be with Hillary Clinton. Do you understand? But if Hillary Clinton gets elected, then she's the bad person and they're the good people. They can be the loyal opposition. because they're in different parties. If Donald Trump gets elected, what do? They say, well, we're lifelong Republicans and now we're on the outside because Donald Trump is a populist Republican. He's a nationalist Republican. He's off the plantation when it comes to free trade. Okay? President Reagan, who I love, God rest his soul, he was involved in the first steps of free trade, which ultimately decimated the American manufacturing sector. Decimated it. So Reagan, Clinton, Bush the first, Clinton signed NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Act, and then we gave permanent free trade, permanent most favored nation status to China. These are the things that have destroyed America's market, her infrastructure. And Donald Trump has come along, and Republicans pushed for that. And Donald Trump has come along and said, we're making smart trade deals. We're not going to let Americans be taken advantage of anymore. And people are loving it. And the think tank people are going, well, no, that's not conservatism. That's not what free trade is all about. I like getting my bread in circuses so cheap. I've got to take a break. All right. Oh, I'm going to make this personal when we come back. I'll make it personal. Don't go away.